Hello and welcome to our live stream. Today we're going to be working on the art dare of making fantasy vehicles. If you have any questions about your studio habits and want to learn from us at Art Prof, we have everything you need from tutorials and professional development. So let's get started.
Yeah. So I wanted to show you guys a quick technique that I'm going to use. I drew this car in blue beforehand on my own time, and I just decided to use this as a reference to show you guys a little cheat that I'm going to do. And basically what that is I'm going to use this to kind of frame the perspective of my vehicle. You guys possibly saw me do this with Kat a couple weeks ago. I don't remember how. Maybe 2 weeks ago when we did our car sketching, but yeah, I'm just kind of do some like relatively light tracing, just to save some time, and get the center lines and all that stuff. Yeah, I prefer this method. I think it makes for more accurate drawing later on down the line when you do stuff like this.
Yeah, that seems like the coolest feature that, like, specifically working digitally, like on a Cintiq or a tablet like that, could provide, of like really mapping out the perspective, then being able to just get rid of all the perspective lines.
Yeah, it's super helpful, and I didn't even use like the coolest like tool that I have. I actually have a button or plugin from Photoshop that automatically does all the perspective for you, and it's incredible. But I'll show you guys that on another stream, maybe like a picture or something. But yes, let's see.
That's one where I don't genuinely think it's cheating, but like I remember struggling so hard with perspective that like I'm like, oh, that's cheating, but no, it's not.
The thing with perspective is that or drawing environments or anything that has to do with it is I never want to actually make the grids. Like that's what always pushes me towards doing characters and stuff because I generally don't use that sort of stuff.
No, and that perspective is just a pain in the tuchus.
Yeah. Ooh. It's annoying.
This we got a great question from Janet asking tips for drawing lines and ellipses freehanded without the guides. For ellipses, I definitely have it. My professor, who was my perspective drawing guru, assigned us a homework assignment of making in 1 week 100 ellipses. And then he would grade them, look over them, and circle all the ones that were correct. And then we had to do 100 the next week minus the ones we got correct. No one got perfect ones on the first week. He would circle like 1. So the next week he had 99 ellipses to do. A good trick is, if I'm trying to find a visual here, if you look at a round object, but then you turn it on its side, that's a very good way to judge ellipses. And then if you have a good drawing of an ellipsis, if you look at it horizontally, you should see that perfect circle.
I like that. So, that's really hardcore. Yeah. I like that.
I was gonna say that's just straight up the like 2000 drawing. But yeah, no, that best advice for doing ellipses freehand: draw 100, and then draw 100 more.
Yeah, I agree. I don't know if I could give any other advice other than just do a lot of them, because that's really all it takes in the grand scheme of things. You just have to kind of figure it out and just get your hand loose. So I would also say just, don't worry about getting them perfect. If you can do it like relatively quickly, like if I did something like this, it's not perfect. The line's not connected, but I'm getting that practice in. And after a while, it starts to look better. And I can obviously slave over it and stuff, but yeah. Let's see. Our prof is saying, Alex, can you explain what kind of grip you have on the liner brush? Are you holding it tightly or loosely? How hard are you pressing on the brush hairs?
That's a great question. So this liner brush, I haven't used one of these in a while, but I remember loving them. So I picked it up today just for this stream, and I am not pressing hard on the paper at all with it. I am just letting that line flow. And oh my Lanta, it's so soothing. Like it's so relaxing. I think when I first started using it, I had like a real tight grip on it, like a pencil. But I think I'm finding better results when I loosen up the grip and just kind of have a more delicate hand on it. Oh, this is because when I normally use ink, I would use like ink washes with a brush and then use like a rapidograph pen or a micron or something to do the line quality. This is a lot of fun to play with.
Oh, by the way, guys, just so you understand what I'm doing, I am just basically creating little thumbnail versions of what I'm thinking of. So I did this one before the stream in about 2 minutes, and I'm just playing around with shapes and seeing what I think is appealing. And also in my mind, I'm just thinking about what kind of vehicle I want to design. So probably this is probably something that's more, like maybe like a parade float type of thing, or maybe it's carrying someone of importance. I'm not really sure yet, but those are things I'm asking myself as I do this.
I full on just thought of what vehicle I would like to drive.
What? Oh, our prof says, Jordan, do something with the spikes on the baby cucumber. Oh, okay. Let's see. What can we do with spikes? You know what? Nothing is more threatening on a car than spikes that are going to come out in front of you. So maybe it's like a killing nature thing. Like maybe it's like a bunch of barbarians or something using this. I don't know.
Yeah.
But if that's the case, I need to make it sharper overall. So that's
like that one. Oh yeah, the car. No, I'm thinking those are like little gear shifters, and those are just mushrooms. The antenna.
That's awesome. That's a great idea.
I just think the mushroom cap would be great shade too, you know?
Oh, totally. So do you have a whole story for what yours is? Like, do you know the world that this takes place in, or what are you thinking?
Oh, the world is full on just the world exactly as it is now, except I have a truck with a mushroom on it. So yeah, it is. I think no. To be fair, I initially when I was looking at the mushroom, I was thinking of like okay, something like fantasy, like some gnomes or something like that. Kind of. Oh no, I'm losing my illustration card. That wonderful. Maybe someone who's watching can remember that beautiful coffee table book of gnomes, beautifully painted. I believe. I cannot remember the illustrator's name for the life of me. But maybe something like that I was thinking. But then I don't know. I just kind of was like, no. I think I intentionally didn't want to make the world around this. Kind of wanted just a strange little practice vehicle. Like,
It feels like a car that like the Smurfs would drive.
That absolutely. Yeah, I forgot they had the little mushroom houses.
Yeah, I feel like they can make it work, Like
yeah.
Awesome. Okay, so I changed my mind on the spikes on that last one. I'm going to use it for this because I'm going to do spikes. I want the design to be sharper overall, just to communicate more danger. Our prof is asking, Alex, do you like the liner brush and India ink more than the pen? If yes, then why?
Ooh. Honestly, I'm going to call it. I'm going to say yes, because this is what I was really looking forward to doing with it. The kind of thing I would use a pen for that I'm using this brush for. And so the brush, I think you can do all that and more. I'm honestly I'm not pleasantly surprised because I've used this medium before just a long time ago. But yeah, I wanted to kind of like take Art Prof's own advice and just, try out something you don't normally use. And so I was like, yeah, I remember that being a lot of fun. And I am absolutely loving the result. It's extremely delicate but soothing. Oh yeah, this is And these little veins underneath the mushroom cap are exactly why I picked out this brush today. Like, oh, that's so relaxing.
Slepnir says Jordan is creating a vehicle with a spore on the floor. I am? Okay. I guess that's what I'm doing. I didn't think about that.
Oh no, I got a spore on the floor.
Oh, okay. We both do? Okay. All right.
Yeah, it's really funny. It's been a little bit rainy here in Houston, and so like a couple. It's funny. Like every tree stump you'll see has a bunch of little mushroom sprouts coming out of it. Yeah, it's.
Jane H says, "How did you guys pick the references? Just at random? I can't imagine you went. You know what would make a good car? A cucumber." All right, mine's easy. I'll go first with this one. I originally thought I wasn't even going to make the stream because I had to drop someone off at the airport and they got pushed back and timing and all that stuff. So I honestly almost wasn't even going to make it here. So Clara picked my references because she was going to draw from them. And now, by the time I got here, it was too late. So I'm like, all right, let's make it work. You know, I'm a concept artist. This is how we're going to make it roll. So,
boom, yeah. Mine was full on like, what do I like drawing, and then combining it with vehicles. Because in case you can't tell from everything about me, I was not the kind of kid that was like into cars or trains or anything of the sort. Nor did I enjoy drawing cars or trains or anything of the sort. Except when I got older, I liked drawing like the mechanics of it. But yeah, so I was like, okay, I don't really, vehicles aren't my wheelhouse, pardon the pun. So let's combine it with something that I have like a lot of fun drawing, which is like nature and plant life. Mm-hmm. So far, it's working out really well.
Good trick. Just make it something you do like.
Yeah.
I'm gonna pretend like the headlights are cucumbers. What is a cucumber look like?
Mm-hmm.
Like little seeds, kind of like this. I actually don't like cucumbers very much.
I love cucumbers. Ooh.
Yeah,
I made some really good cucumber sandwiches the other day.
You know, if I eat a cucumber, it has to be put with a lot of different stuff. Like my mom, she likes to drink cucumber water, and I just think it's gross. Personally, I can't do it.
I agree with you on that. Yeah.
But like, there's only a few things that I really just don't like when it comes to like fruits and vegetables. One of them is cucumber, and then there's olives. I don't like olives either.
I'm with you. Olives are good supplementary food. Olives are really good on something like a supreme pizza. Olives are great for that. But just the eating like a handful of olives, no bueno.
Yeah, never really felt that. What else? Not a huge fan of peppers either.
Like hot peppers or like bell peppers?
Bell peppers.
I love them. I love the subtle taste difference between the colors.
I didn't even know there was a taste difference because I wouldn't give it a shot. I was like, I'm like a little kid. Like there was one time there was a bunch in a salad and I just kind of like ate everything around it and was like a 4-year-old. Like no, I'm not eating this.
What's tough is because I'm Alex, I'll base dinners off of how aesthetically pleasing they are. So I want to get every color of pepper, but the colors are more expensive depending on what color they are. So I'm like, oh, fine. I'll spend extra money on a red pepper because I think it would look nice.
Wait, I didn't know that the colors made it cost more.
Yeah, I don't know why, actually. I should look into that. Yeah, because green peppers are super cheap.
Huh. That's
yeah.
Really good. I would hate that.
The big pepper.
Oops. Gonna give this some stairs. Oh, you know what? Some round cucumber stairs. That'll be cool.
Mm-hmm. Okay, cool. This is a funny stream for me because for you guys watching, you know, I normally do just one drawing a stream, but I'm going to make myself do 2 this time. So when we're halfway done, I'm going to switch to another vehicle.
I don't know how many I'm going to do in this stream, realistically, but I'm going to try my best.
Yeah.
Ariel says, "I love the way we can all get such interesting ideas that we might not have found, or that we might not have thought of without these streams." That's so cool that we're inspiring you guys. That's awesome. I can't wait to see what you guys do, honestly.
Yeah, this is one of those cool like concepts to think about, of like make that fantasy vehicle where I'm just excited to see what others think of, you know?
Yeah.
I think because it's that thing where I know I'm struggling with this idea a little bit. So it's like an idea that's in somebody's wheelhouse. I'm like, oh yeah, let's see what you got.
Seven Angelic says, "I'm really struggling on brainstorming on this one. I may just end up drawing a fish." Well, that's actually a good point. For brainstorming, do you have any ideas for how you started, Alex, or just in general? How to brainstorm?
Like how it started for this one specifically? Yeah, actually. It's really funny because it came a lot from this moment in The Simpsons. In the episode when Homer wants to become an inventor and he goes to the inventor to get inspiration, it's like, how do you think of ideas? And the inventor's like, well, typically you combine two items and make something new with them. And Homer's like hamburger earmuffs. It's like, well, not exactly that. And then the spoilers, that guy was inventing hamburger earmuffs. Like, this will be on its way to market by the time Homer gets through the pickle matrix. So yeah, I kind of I liked that idea of like just combining two different things to make something new. But I like your approach of like, what is the purpose of this vehicle? Is it like a throne? Is it more intimidating? What's its use?
Yeah, I think that's usually, for me, it's helpful to just start off kind of having an understanding of what you're going for. It's sort of like how I talk about character design, because with character design, I always say you got to have a story, because otherwise you're not going to know who you're designing. And I think it's the same thing with these vehicles. Is it, because it could be a plane, it could be a military vehicle, it could be a parade float, it could be a scooter, it could, there's so many options. So I think narrowing it down actually gives me more freedom in a weird way. Yeah, but now I got to determine which one I like more. I think this is a good enough place. So I'm curious what you guys like. I'm just gonna number them.
Ooh, good call.
So you guys can help me decide if you want. Jane H says, "Jordan's car looks like it should be alive. It has eyes. New version of the Cars movie, maybe." Oh, that would be. Hey, if Pixar ever hit me up, I would totally not mind. So if any Pixar artists or directors watching, hello, and please hire me.
If any of you are watching, confirm this myth that I heard. I heard that when Cars was being made in the early stages, it was right in the talks of Disney buying Pixar. Mm-hmm. And so I heard that a lot of the production artists were just wasting time drawing themselves driving the dream cars they wanted to own once Disney bought them.
That sounds awesome.
That's what I heard, yeah. Sure.
Seven Angelic says, "I like one. It's got good booty." I can't. I do not respond. That's awesome, though.
Okay, truck number one, good booty.
Slepnir says, "Boredom can help come up with weird stuff." That is very true. Mm-hmm. A lot of the best ideas come when you're not even expecting it to. Okay, I'm seeing a couple for 3. All right, I think 3 is the winner. I'm seeing more of those, so I'll move forward with that one.
Pick number 3, my lord.
Dude, yes. Oh my gosh, that was brilliant.
I'm really glad the world and the internet is rediscovering the beauty of Shrek, like right around the same time I am. I'm like, good. We can all enjoy it together.
Shrek is hilarious. Yo, I saw the craziest thing the other day. I was on Instagram and I saw how it was talking about like the 3 bears that they were in the swamp. And then there's a scene later, like halfway through the movie, where the Papa Bear and Baby Bear are crying, and then later in like Lord Farquaad's like castle, you see the Mama Bear like on the floor, like as if she laid out like a bear rug, and you can see her bow. And they don't talk about it at all, but it's just like one of those things you notice. And I was like, oh my gosh, like how morbid is that?
That's so dark.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Just having like Papa Bear and Baby Bear crying makes it so much darker than just. Yeah.
It's horrifying. Our prof says, Alex, how do you know where to make the line thicker and where to make it thinner? Are those spontaneous decisions you make in the moment?
Ooh, no, that's a great question. I'm kind of, oops, get a little on my finger. I'm basically using the thickness and the thinness of line to create both weight and distance, if that makes sense. So this point right here, I made that the thicker line because it's not only closest to us, but also that heaviest point. Whereas these are thinner lines because they're further away and also higher up. So that's kind of the logic I'm using on that, or at least that's my intention behind it. So, but like I said, this is a trial run, so there's a difference between intent and result. So let's see what happens. But yeah, that's the thought process behind it.
Okay. By the way, I saw you guys' comments about more steam, so that's what I'm doing. I'm just adding more pipes and stuff. So
that looks really great.
Hopefully that does something for you guys. And at this stage also, I just kind of fix my thumbnail. Like if I want to make things bigger or if I want to add stuff, like I always kind of have this intermediary stage where I'm just like, all right, let's fix up what was once very ugly and let's make it really cool looking. So yeah, that's where I'm at right now. I get.
Let's see here. I think I might be just about done with this one.
Good.
Maybe. Well, I kind of want to. It's one of those things where I feel like I could noodle on this for the whole stream, but I'm kind of anxious to start the other one as well.
I think you're at a pretty good spot, honestly. Our prof is asking, Alex, how do you translate something that's so volumetric in a photo into line?
I think for that, using like, I think the best way to describe it, like using this area underneath the mushroom cap to use these thin, delicate lines to just kind of guide your eye and making space like that. So like seeing this area on the right here, as the line gets thicker and goes out, it creates a different illusion of space than if the line starts thicker and goes thinner. Does that make sense? Of those two areas where kind of using those, they both show something. The question is like, what do they show? And that's why this is so fun, just working with just line, not even ink wash, which of course with ink is more of my bread and butter. So this is a cool way of like, okay, how do you convey that with a different voice?
Yeah, you guys already know this about me. I just love using line. It's just it's just so powerful to me. And because whenever you have line, if you decide to add to it, it's always going to look stronger to me, at least. Like you have everything laid out. And if you want to add paint, if you want to add value, whatever it is, it's like set.
That's a really good way to look at line of like, yeah, like it's such an independent voice for art making.
Yeah. Plus, considering that technically lines don't even exist in our world, like we kind of make up lines the way we want to.
That's strange to think about.
Yeah, like when you think about it, it's just like everything is just a bunch of form and values and colors and stuff, but line is kind of something we make up ourselves. So to me, it ends up creating like the most freedom to me, ironically.
That's absolutely wild to think about.
I've changed my conception of art forever. Jetta is asking, what kind of environments are your cars in? You want to go first, Alex?
I think mine is in small town America, just that one kooky older dude who made a car out of a mushroom. I'm calling it. This is I shouldn't have done those lines for shading, but yeah, that's me. That's where I'm at.
For me, I was debating if I should make this for my personal project, Shadowboxers, because there's like a nature element to it, and I was like, maybe I could make like a fruit, like a cucumber car or something. I don't know how like reliable that would be necessarily, or how that would function in the world, but I think it could reasonably work. So yeah. You know, if I got the photo reference of cabbages, I could have designed the cabbage merchant's like truck from Avatar. That would have been pretty cool.
That would have been great.
Right? Just have a look on the side.
Let's see. Yeah, I think I'm going to go ahead and move on to the next one here. There we go. That looks good. Let's see here.
You know what? I guess the wheels should probably be cucumbers too. They shouldn't just be regular tires.
Oh, absolutely. It's one of those things, if this stream was much longer and this was like fully like rendered, I'd love to see those little droplets of water on the cucumber tires, you know, like when you slice it up.
Oh yeah.
That would be beautiful.
Yeah, you know what? I
only so many hours in a day.
I can do like a little drifting. See a little bit of streaks. Seven Angelic says, that's so interesting to think about. We decide what the line is since it's not there. Fascinating. Yeah, see, it's just, there's so much you can do. Like, and I don't know if that's specifically the reason why I like lines so much. It might just be because I'm kind of animation major, or not animation major, like concept art, you know, interested in animation industry and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, I just prefer it.
I think, yeah, to a large degree, I think, like, yeah, we find our industry based on, like, the kind of thing we love, you know, just not even in broad strokes like that, but yeah, it's like, nah, I really like this, so I'm doing it.
Yeah. Ooh, you know, it'd be cool to have, this might be cool to have some, like, warped windows like this, like, it just kind of curves with the shape. Yeah, I need what an open cucumber looks like.
You just head into the kitchen, cut open a cucumber?
Yes, that's exactly what I'm looking up. I literally Googled cut cucumber just so I could kind of understand a little bit more. Joe Nowhere says, I'm doing and failing the 2500 challenge, and when I come across a complicated pose or reference, I think, what would Jordan do? That's kind of awesome. I like that. Well, I don't know exactly why you're struggling or what's making it so tough. I don't know if it's the number that's the challenge or just not seeing improvement fast enough. But one thing with artists that I think is key is the idea of experiencing delayed gratification. There are very few people who just pick up a pencil or brush or whatever and are just really solid from the jump. And when it takes a long time to see that improvement, I think a lot of people get discouraged, myself included. So, you know, I'm taking a wild stab as to why you're struggling, but If that's the case, then just keep pushing forward and you will definitely improve. Just a Fighter says this stream is a vibe.
Yeah, this is. I mean, I don't know. Something about working with line is so satisfying to watch. Yeah, this is the stream where I have looked over the most at what you've been working on. You know, because it's just so soothing to watch.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. God, this is like my bread and butter right here. This is just what I like to do. I'm having fun with this, even though I'm not exactly sure like what the outcome is going to be. You know. Neftali Albert says, for Alex and Jordan, who would drive your cars specifically?
Huh. I want to think of a more exciting answer because honestly, I'm just driving or using the vehicles that I would want to use, you know, like, so selfish of them to say like me, 100%. I wish to drive this.
I think the type of person who would drive this car would be someone who doesn't quite understand the balance between like nature and technology yet, because there's all these pipes kind of coming out of this car, but it's made of a cucumber. So he might be kind of scattered a little bit. Or maybe some sort of inventor, and he's like, I created this hybrid, you know, nature oil refinery car or something. I don't know. That's a good question.
Yeah, like I finally cracked it. Car that runs on cucumbers.
That would be pretty awesome. Actually, did you ever watch that 70s show?
Yeah.
There was you know how they have like the circle where they were all doing their recreational habits.
Yeah.
I want to get demonetized or something. But I think in the first episode, Hyde, he was talking about a car that runs on water and how like the government was like hiding from everybody or something. That's kind of what I'm thinking of right now. It's like that kind of car.
Well, I remember this comes from growing up without cable. There was a very brief run PBS show of Click and Clack, the Tappet brothers, who are the host of NPR's Car Talk. And it was a cartoon show for children hosted by Click and Clack. And there was an episode where because there's a gasoline shortage, this was the plot of the children's show. There was a gasoline shortage, so they made a car that could run on pasta. But then the problem with that came, all of a sudden, there was no more pasta. And I loved it. That was...
David Angelic says, what will be the model name of these cars? Oh, model name? I have no idea. Think about that one. I'm willing to take suggestions. I actually don't know. Oh, Slepnir says Jordan will be Cukes of Hazards. I love how you put that in. I'd even like have my sentence of like saying, I'll take suggestions. You're just like, I got it.
Hit send, go. Yeah, I feel like the best make and model would be like good Trader Joe's vegetable aisle puns, you know?
Oh, yeah.
Which I surprisingly can't think of any right now, but yeah, you know.
Hey, you know what? Last time we asked for puns on a stream, we got like 40 of them. So
oh yeah, y'all did not disappoint.
Yeah, so guys, come up with puns for our car brand names. Like, what do you guys think? Just a Fighter says, how much do these cars weigh?
That's a really good question. That's a good thing to think about with it.
How much do regular cars weigh? I'm trying to do the answer.
There's some like 50 mass units, I think.
don't even. Yeah, I need to know how much a regular car weighs before I can answer that question accurately. Our prof says, Justifier, that's a great question. Really good for figuring out the style of the car. It does kind of go with what I was saying earlier about the function, though, about, is it a military vehicle? Is it a scooter? Is it a plane? Is it a rocket? Is it, X, Y, or Z? Figuring out those things are really, really good. So I should probably have thought about the weight of this car. Ariel says Alex's car is looking kind of fishy.
Oh yeah, I am very excited. So now I'm just turning it into a vehicle.
Oh, by the way, this happened a couple minutes ago, but the wheel, if you're ever working digitally, with a really great trick, you just copy and paste that tire and just move it back and scale it a little smaller, and you get the same thing. Like, matter of fact, here, I'll even get rid of that back tire just so you can see it one more time, because I forgot to put details on this thing. Have you ever thought to make a mushroom car before this stream, Alex?
I think playing Mario Kart with my siblings a lot recently. I have wondered why there hasn't been like a mushroom car for Toad. Yeah, I think also that was probably what was on my mind. I was just making the Mario Kart car I wish existed.
That would be pretty awesome. Have you ever seen the Mario Brothers movie from the 80s?
Oh, a long time ago. I'd love to rewatch it. I would love to watch that.
I never actually saw it, but I had to bring up a reference because I was explaining character design to someone a few days ago. And I was talking about like the Goombas and how they were so weird looking to me. Because for those who don't know, they have like these big, like muscular frame bodies. And then they have like this little like reptile head, like this big. And it was just so weird looking. But you gotta love it at the same time.
Here, I'm gonna cut the tail out of the image for a bit here, because finally turning this into a vehicle, it's a fish hot air balloon.
Okay, here's my cheat, guys. So I'm copying this tire and moving it over, just making it a little bit smaller, and bam. That is a time saver right there. So, again, not one of those traditional tricks that you can use so much, but if you're working digitally, that'll save you time. Let's do this car. Oh, right, I forgot to add all this stuff. Actually, wait, that's not going to make sense, actually. Spikes need to be elsewhere. Okay, let's just...
Well, you're making a cucumber car. This isn't going to make sense anyway.
Yeah, well, okay. So what I was doing, I was about to put the spikes on the this part of the tire, but the thing is, when I look at the reference photo, that's not where the spiky things are. So if anything, it would be on this part, but no car would be able to run like that. You just be poking holes in the ground all the time. It'd be like, well, I guess they'd be like cleats almost. Maybe it could, but could that work?
I don't see why not. Depends on the terrain. Like, I know that for like driving in sand dunes, tires have like scoops on them.
Do they? Okay, so you know what? Maybe if they're going through like marshland or something, maybe that's what the spikes could be for on the tires. And just going through the sludge and all that. Yeah, maybe I'll do that. George Harding says hot tuna.
I like it. Yeah, because the hot air balloon, I'm digging it. That's exactly what this one is.
Hot tuna. What would that commercial sound like?
Hot tuna.
Hot Pockets.
Yes. Jim Gaffigan. It's like, where are we going to run in Mexico? Caliente pocket. So you have a gift, my friend.
Oh my
You're
gosh.
talented.
Andrew Sharp says Shroommobile.
Shroommobile. Shroom.
I think that's pretty cool, actually.
Yeah. Okay. This is now the point where I was really curious to move on to this vehicle, because I'm honestly very curious about how I want to portray the scales with this brush. Let's find out.
The fun part about doing these streams is like 95% of the stuff that we do is completely unplanned, and we don't know how it's going to turn out.
Yeah, like this is so surreal, because I know exactly how I would paint these if I was painting it. I'm like, yeah, no, let's flex that muscle. What are you gonna do? Like,
I wonder if I'd spent like a couple hours, I wonder how I would approach this instead of just like one. Seven Angelic says Fungati Tractor.
I like that.
Fungati Tractor.
Bugatti.
Fungati. Wish I had more to these. I guess I have to make up what the little refinery kind of thing looks like. Just gonna do a bunch of pipes. I wonder how these things are like staying on top of the car.
Like just balancing or duct tape.
I wouldn't drive in a car that just had duct tape keeping the main function of the car in it.
You know what? I'm surprised that duct tape, the company, hasn't made like a competition like that, because they have the one of like you get a college scholarship if you wear like a prom dress made of duct tape. You know?
Are you serious? Wait, what?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure duct tape has that, but it's like a competition now because so many kids are doing it. Where it's like if you and your date wear like outfits made of duct tape to prom, then like you get entered to win a scholarship, I think.
Wow.
Yeah, there's some pretty inventive stuff people have made up. But yeah, I'm surprised that duct tape doesn't also do like a sponsorship, like a competition for like a vehicle made of duct tape.
Yeah, that would be unique. I'm not gonna lie. I would actually be interested in seeing that, as long as it like there were like safety concerns.
Because I know Lego recently, I think within the past year, they made a vehicle where it is a gas-powered vehicle made of Legos. Like the engine is made of Lego.
That
Like
car's
it-
probably indestructible too.
Yeah, well, completely indestructible. It hurts whenever you open the door. But yeah, like it goes like 2 miles an hour or something. But gosh dang it works.
That's so cool. Well, I had no idea. Maria Kilson says, my sketchbook is looking like the idea page for a product designer, and I am loving it. Not doing a finished drawing because
There you go, dude.
Oh, go ahead, Alex.
Oh no, you go.
I was just gonna say, sometimes you don't need a finished drawing all the time. Just the idea and just the sketch is good enough, and you're set.
Yeah, honestly, those are my favorite sketchbook pages. Not the ones with like quote unquote finished sketches, but the ones that are just jibbled artist brain gobbledygook.
Say gobbledygook?
Gobbledygook.
I like that. Gobbledygook. You know what else is a cool car? The one from Willy Wonka, where it was like filled with all this soap or something. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Oh.
Okay, wait. Let me see if I can find it. I'll put it in my Photoshop. BK Pass says, so would your cucumber car run on vegetable oil or mayo? I think the vegetable oil probably makes the most sense. Mayo, what can mayo be?
That would probably be the oil, I guess. You know, like when you have to get your oil changed, there would just be a bunch of mayo in there.
I guess.
I also don't know anything about cars, so.
I feel like, yeah, I'm not really sure. Okay. Oh, here we go. I found the Willy Wonka thing I was talking about. This thing. This is what I was referring to.
Oh yeah.
I don't know what this is though.
I can't remember either, but I remember that scene in the movie. What did it do?
I think it just had a bunch of soap. I think it was just a lot of soap, and I remember them like going through a particular like, you know, screen or something, and they all got clean like immediately.
Yeah, everyone got covered in suds.
Yeah, and Gene Wilder's just having a ball.
Yeah.
Up there. You know, none of those kids ever like pursued acting after that movie.
I never realized that, but yeah, wow.
Yeah, the dude who played Charlie became a veterinarian, I think.
Oh,
He's like in his 60s now, or maybe 70s.
I honestly, I love that idea of like the girl who was Matilda in the movie. She wrote a book. It's called like "Yes, I Am That Girl." Like, yeah, because she does some voice acting, but she doesn't like act anymore. I feel like that would be the best way to be a child star. Just kind of then live your life and just always be like, yeah, I was Charlie.
Yeah. Actually, that's the dude who played Aang is kind of like that. Zach Tyler Eisen. His voice doesn't even sound like Aang's anymore, like at all. So he just went and lived a regular life, went to school and everything, and now he does like behind the scenes work in film. Apparently,
Cool.
doesn't act at all. It's like good for you, buddy. That's awesome. Our prof says, Alex, how do you pick what to draw and what not to draw? I imagine that fish has so many details.
Yes, and that's honestly something I'm kind of navigating now, as like by working on it. Because again, like I mean, like I said to Jordan a little bit ago, it's like, man, I know just how I would paint this, but now when it's just line, I'm like, okay, how do I want to convey all of these fine little details? That like I would do some dry brushing in here and then some highlights there, but I'm like, man, I'm really having a challenging time, but fun time deciding what details I want to draw and then what details I don't. I think I need to spice up like the style of lines I'm making in this. So I think they're all pretty uniform right now. There we go.
Oh yeah, this car should probably have a steering wheel, huh? That's probably important. Yeah, a little steering wheel. What else can we add? Oh wait, we gotta add a license plate. What should it say?
Ooh. Oh, that's good. That's a great question.
What would it say? I'm trying to. As I'm thinking, C Central says, Alex, will there be a jellyfish basket? Oh, that's epic.
Oh, that's a terrific idea. Oh, that is such a good idea. No, I just had a normal basket, but it's hung by fish hooks. But I love that idea. Oh, that's terrific. Oh, and then you could have that weird like stuff in the center of the jellyfish be like the flame inside. Oh, that would be wild.
If someone gives me a better idea, this is the license plate just says cucumber.
I like that. I like that.
Naturally, it's got to be green.
Hmm. Let's see here. Man. Gherkin as a license plate. That's a comment from Elizabeth. Yeah.
What is gherkin? Something I should know.
I was hoping you knew. I don't know.
What gherkin is? It's a fun word. I just don't know what it means, or if it has any significance.
Man.
Oh shoot! I created a tangent. Oh well.
Really riding the struggle bus with this one.
Is that meant to be like a vehicle pun?
That's what I should have drawn as a struggle bus.
I think that'd be a really relatable vehicle for most artists, or most people in life, probably, actually. Get rid of that. Make it a little better. Okay. Gherkin is a tiny cucumber. Oh, okay. See, I told you guys I don't really like cucumbers that much, so of course I wouldn't know that. Okay, gherkin.
Oh, right. Kind of like an English cucumber.
I guess. Nolan says, Jordan, have you ever dived deeply into a more parently way of working instead of focusing online, other than being forced to in school? I actually just started experimenting with it a little bit. I can share a study I did in the Discord in a couple of minutes. I don't want to distract from the stream, but I can share something with you guys. But yes, I have tried that.
This is really wild. I think playing with the new medium, conveying the two different textures of like the mushroom, which I think was like, oh yeah, this brush is perfect for that, versus the fish scales where they're organic still, but I feel like they're reminding me more of armor, almost like a machine rather than a pure organic pattern, if that makes sense.
I can kind of see that. It's like a steel kind of. Yeah, I can see that. That's actually really cool.
It's kind of weird to. Textures are weird, dude, you know?
Would that be considered like a Bob Ross style happy accident?
Yeah, I would say that. Bob Ross has like invaded the local art store here. I went in the other day and there's just a Bob Ross bobblehead on the counter and a bunch of new like Bob Ross stickers and stuff. And I'm like, wow, you guys really went all in. I gotta say, I love it.
Rightfully like so. He does love Bob.
Yeah, love to see it.
Ripple of Aqua says steampunk fish balloon is top-notch sci-fi inspiration.
Actually, that's kind of. Ooh, yeah. I think that's what I should have done with this. Is made it not actually a flesh and blood fish, but actually like a metal fish.
You could still you could probably still change it.
I was just looking at it. I'm like, yeah, that could work. That could be done. We have the technology. Let's see here.
C. Cantrell says, are the scales kind of like chainmail, Alex?
That's kind of what it's turning out to be, which, yeah, again, that's just me kind of like, I'm just playing around with the new medium. Like, how do I want to convey this? And I think I like that kind of chainmail look to them. But I suppose so, yeah. Let's see.
Put a little more yellow on this car. I've got to have that a gradient, soft little gradient. So. Second. What is happening? Is it just not dark enough? George Harding says Jordan loved the cucumber tires. I'm glad you like it.
That was great.
That's like one of those decisions. You're like, we're gonna do this. This is it. We're going in this direction. All of a sudden, got cucumber tires, and it's gonna have headlights that are made of cucumbers too. Get a darker green on some of these. Our prof says, how the heck did Jordan throw that color together so fast? The power of Photoshop, I guess. Honestly, I'm doing everything on one layer right now. So that probably is contributing. So yeah. I'm not like super worried about like minor details and stuff like that. And I already kind of have a base with the fact that it's a cucumber car. Like I kind of already knew it was going to have to be a green of some sort. So I think that helped me. Sometimes I hate selecting things on this. Oh, I didn't even finish coloring in there. Okay.
I kind of like that pattern. That's kind of fun. That's kind of fun. Oopsies.
Good?
Yeah. There we go. That's the first time a light's fallen over.
Really?
Yeah, it was. I bumped it with my foot.
Oh. Our prof says, Jordan, I kind of love this without the line. I spent so much time on it, though. No, it's good. It's okay. I'm glad you like it like that. I hadn't even thought about it.
Do you often do that in the drawings since you can utilize the multiple layers, just kind of see if it still stands without?
Sometimes I do, yeah. It definitely helps me to focus on color. And ordinarily, too, I would clean this up much more. Like I wouldn't leave the line at the stage that I did. It's just time, you know? That's the culprit here. So, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
If we can add some smoke real quick. Do I have a cloud brush somewhere? Cloud brush, where would that be? I have way too many brushes here, guys. Don't be like me. Don't hoard every brush you find. Okay, here we go. You.
Let's see here. Yeah. It's working out okay.
Probably isn't creating like I don't know what kind of air would be coming out of this, because I get the feeling it's probably not like bad.
Yeah, it's probably good stuff. Maybe
Yeah.
just steam.
Yeah, maybe it's just vegetable steam. Maybe someone's cooking, and it just smells like, I don't know, some sort of vegetable broth or something. Maybe that's what it smells like.
Unless being made of cucumbers is just like a marketing gimmick, and it actually just burns on good old dinosaur bones.
Yeah, I don't know. I'll have to figure that out later. But you guys, want to thank you all so much for watching the stream with us. Please join us in the Art Prof Discord right after this in the post live streams channel where you can talk to us. And then we also just want to say thank you to our top Patreon supporters. You guys are carrying us forward every single day, and we really, really appreciate it. And we cannot do this without you. So can't wait to see what you guys drew. Take care, guys. Peace.